Hello everyone, I am Plankara, and today we're going to continue rigging Shalom for Path to Nowhere. I was thinking about tweaking some of the things that I was looking at over here today, but then I realized I kind of don't feel like it, so let's do the left side. It's been a while since I've touched the left side, so I'm going to go over here for a little while. Over here needs some love too. So I'm going to focus on this strand for the time being, and then I'm probably going to go jump into this big clump here. Because those are the areas that I think need the most attention. So I have to remember what layers these are now. This one, right? Okay, yes. I remembered. So at least on the lower end, I still have a lot of, like, big picture things to do. So that'll be a nice break from some of the super ultra precise stuff that I've been doing. I might just go run around and do some bigger things for today instead of, I don't know, going full perfectionist mode on everything. So that little tweak that I did there, I just wanted to make it look like the tip of that bang, because you can see it kind of goes fooshes out that way. So I wanted to make it look like it's going further back. Kind of keeping the same shape in that regard. And I think that did it. So I just wanted to make it look like it's going more behind her now, since she's turning her head. And I'm trying to get the rest of the bang to do something similar. So we'll see how that works out. It's probably going to take me a couple of tries. Perspective, not my strongest point. It's alright. I should be able to get it. I mean, it's going to be a little bit crunchy at the beginning, since I'm only doing some of the bigger stuff. But as I start going back in to tweak things a little bit, it should get better. But right here is really bothering me, so I want to fix that before I move on. There's just like this weird lump, and I don't like it. I do not like it. Okay, that's good enough for now. Let's take a look at this strand, which... Okay, how did I want to move this again? Yeah, you can see how it kind of comes down and then out again. I kind of wanted to do something like that, where it's going to go in and then out, and this part needs to go further in. So let's go do that. No, those are that area up there. Is this part of the shoulder clump? No, I think this is shoulder clump. Main? Yes. Okay. So this is why I have a very particular naming scheme. It helps so much. And even with it helping, it can take me a little while to actually find what I'm looking for. Yeah, something like that. Still kind of looks like it's being caved in a little bit. That was probably a little bit too much. Makes sense with how it wasn't quite lining up with things out here. I'm just gonna gently kind of push some things around. Like I'm still using the brush, so I'm not being that precise, but honestly, it's kind of a nice change of pace from all the super specific stuff I've been doing the past couple of days. Okay, I think that's okay to start. At some point I'll figure out exactly what I want to do with the ears, but I don't think this looks too bad. Okay. So next, I'm gonna actually pay some attention to this. I have to be a little bit careful with this because the parts down here kind of rub up against her body. So I don't want to do quite as much perspective with them as I am with some of the strands a little further up. Okay. So this clump next, I think. Yeah, that's a strand. Let me scroll over a little bit. Strand, strand, this. Okay. I need a big brush for this one. I can feel it. Okay. So what I was observing with this one is that it actually stays pretty far back here. And I had it a little bit too far forward. Oh, sorry about that. Dropped something. Okay. What was I saying? Yeah, that I was noticing that it actually kind of connected pretty far away from the head. And I had it connecting a little bit too close. So I needed to push it like way far back there. And I don't think I overdid it, but I made it kind of flat and boring. So I'm gonna bring some of that back out now. Let's make it floof. Everybody knows the floofing is important. Alright, and I kind of want to get rid of the strands. Okay, that one I need to keep. That one's too important for me to get rid of. I want to get rid of some of these loose strands because they do make it a little bit harder for me to follow certain things. Shouldn't there be another one? There's no way I put that. Okay. I was like, there's no way I put this on the same layer, right? I know I made some questionable decisions, but I didn't think I was that bad. Okay, that one can stay. Okay, so this should be fine. That should make it a little bit easier for me to see certain shapes. Maybe I do want to hide that strand, actually. It's a little bit important, and it's gonna look a bit strange until I put it back, but I can deal with it. Okay, back to what I was doing here. Just kind of looking at this little highlight here. Figuring out where that one should go. Still just doing big picture stuff, so I'm not too bothered if it looks a little distorted or weird, or if I know that I need to tweak things. I'm going to need to tweak things. That's just how this works, you know? But I guess you could call this the sketch phase, where I decide where everything's gonna live, roughly. Kind of get it in there. And then I worry about getting all the smaller shapes correct and all that good stuff. One step at a time. Not too dissimilar to actually drawing. I mean, when you draw something, if you try to jump right into all the details, you're gonna have a bad time. Okay, yeah, something like that. And then I can curve this out a little bit. Can I get away with doing that with just a little brush? I don't want to be doing too many shenanigans at this stage. I just kind of want to get my ideas down. See how it all works out. Get everything to the point where things won't be squirming so badly that I'll see it out of the corner of my eye when I'm trying to do something detailed and it'll bother me. That kind of thing. Yeah, there we go. Good enough for now. Let's go. Okay. So I'm looking at this area here, the area that I dubbed the claw. And I'm trying to figure out what's going on here. What do I want to do with this? Okay, well first I need to stop that weird bulging that's going on there. That's that side. That's up there. Here it is. Okay. Yep, we're in a new area, which means I know where my layers are even less than I did yesterday. That's always saying something. Okay. This, I think, is going to require a little bit of me just touching the vertices. Because some of these... I might be able to use the brush for this, but honestly, I think it's just easier to do it like this. But when I used my mesh group to kind of help me with the perspective here, it's clear that some things got really, really skinny. So I just kind of need to fatten them out again. Get them back to their ideal thickness. Something like that, I guess. That should be fine for now. I don't mind it getting a little bit thinner, but that's really, really skinny. And I think I actually want this tip here to be a little bit further to the right. Like if I was just doing pure perspective, I think this would actually be perfect. But I know that it's going to be running up against her clothes. So I don't want the perspective to be quite as strong. I want it to match the front view a little bit more closely. Yeah, kind of like that. I mean, this certainly has its own share of problems still, but that's okay. I'm not going to fix them just yet. This is a good start. Just kind of want to loof a few things out here before I go. And start in the next area. Something like that. It'll probably look better once I turn her body on. But we're gonna keep her a floating head for a little while longer. Kind of the same with over here, I think. Right now I think the effect is a little bit too strong. Just because her body is involved. And I want to make sure that it does look like it's kind of rubbing up on her shoulder. And the perspective isn't just, like, overly strong. What does it look like here? Yeah, a little bit more, I think. I'm gonna pull it up this way just a little bit more. Something like that. That might be too much, but that's the idea. Okay. And where... Okay, I'm gonna turn her body on for just a second here. Okay, so all of this is gonna be running into her body. So that means I want to adjust this tip a little bit too. Which one was that? That one. Okay. I want to bring this out just a little bit too. Just to avoid letting that perspective effect get a little bit too strong. Okay. Now I can do some smaller but not too small movements. Just try to get everything to where it needs to go. All that good stuff. I don't quite know what I want to do with this little loop here. How's that? Is that a good spot for that little loop? No, it is not. Not at all. Okay, before I do that, this is bothering me, so I'm gonna fix that. Which one is this? This one? Yeah. I'm just gonna slide this back into place a little bit. Yeah, and there's still a lot of problems, but my goal is still just to get it started. I'm not here to fix all the world's problems. Not yet. Maybe later. Okay, now let's push the strand in just a little bit. Something like that. That's not right, but it's good enough for now. It doesn't make me cringe too hard. This is acceptable amount of cringe. Okay, so let's take a look over here now. So currently I'm kind of putting everything into a state where it'll look worse for a little while, but it'll really set up my future self for being able to make it look better in the end. I just kind of want to pull things out just a little bit more. Maybe not that much. Yeah, maybe not quite that much. Oh no. I forgot how far over it was in the original. Okay, let's try that again. Let's try that again. Okay. Yeah, now I think it has the shape a little bit better. Let me just fix those curly bits at the bottom there, because they're kind of bothering me. Which one is it? Okay. And then I'll make this nice and round, because circles are great. Okay. Let's get those strands at the bottom there at the right length. I made them shorter. Okay, and then I just made this straighter. And that's easy to fix. I'm gonna have to go in and touch the vertices with my hands, but I can do that. Because I think it'll be a bit too hard to get this level of precision with the brush. Everything, the vertices over here are a little bit too close together. And I don't want to touch the other side. I don't know, something like that. This does not actually bother me anymore here. Yeah, and I think I'll leave those strands up there for now. There we go. Did something a little bit easy today. Just because sometimes all the super detailed work is a little bit overwhelming. So I just wanted to do some low-hanging fruit that was easy to do and was kind of bothering me. And I already think it looks a lot better. Okay. Let's go back and do the tweaks that I was looking at here. Like, I do think that they're mostly done. It's just, as always, when you kind of get to the area that's mostly done, that means that the only thing remaining is super detailed and hard stuff. So I'm just taking a look at the strands here. Trying to make sense of what I'm seeing. It felt nice to have a little break. Which direction? Is it going up or down? I don't remember. I noticed that it was, yeah, being pulled downward a little bit, it looks like. Not that much. I can see why I ignored it. but I think it's leading to a tiny, tiny problem in the highlight here. And also the overall shape of the strand. Just doing some very intense staring. Let's take a look here. Yeah, I think this is climbing up a little bit still. That's probably what is bothering me. Not that much. There we go. Even that might be too much, actually, but let's try it. Okay, yeah, that's a lot better. And I still see a little bit of weird movement in, like, the tip of this strand here. So let's analyze that, and I think I'm actually gonna hide this for a second. Now we get funny bald spot again. Put something up there to amuse me for a moment. What am I seeing here? Okay. I think I have some ideas. Let's go in. Get this spot. We'll do some very, very light tweaks here. Nothing too drastic. Just because I don't think it's that far off. But I still see some kind of strange growing and shrinking in weird spots. So this is why this strand is hard. There's a surprising amount going on in it. Okay, so the part that I'm going to look at very closely here is this angle continues to kind of bother me. Let's take a look at how the mesh itself is moving. Okay. That might tell me something. Because when I was looking back between them, that one vertex probably did the most shifting. I can't tell if it actually helped me, though. I think it did. Like, I think it makes sense for right there to be a little bit thicker. I just kind of need to adjust everything relative to it. It's like, man, it feels like no matter where I put this, it's just not happy. I want to make it happy. I want it to be totally satisfied with its new position once it turns over here. I don't just want to give up on it. I actually really did think I had it yesterday, but when I looked at it today, it's... I don't know, there's still some stuff that's just not moving quite right. Let's try again. Because I'm sure if I poke at it enough, eventually it'll be right. This is actually quite close. Is it close enough that I don't see it when I zoom out? Actually, yes. Okay, so then that just leaves me accidentally overdoing it with moving the tip in. So let's try to pull that out just a teeny tiny bit. Just ever so slightly. Okay, and hopefully I do not regret my life choices here. But I want to touch right at the base here. I feel like it's going a little bit too far out. Yeah, that helped a little bit. I don't actually think I need to move that area anymore, but I do feel like this little vertex here is in the wrong spot. Try to get that to curl a little bit more. I'm always happy to add more curl to my hair. Circles are great. Okay. And after adjusting this part to get this right, now I feel like the spot is not quite in a good spot anymore, so I'm pretty sure I can move that up without touching that one vertex. And indeed I can, and I did. Okay, this tip is growing at the end. I'll just tweak that a little bit. Something like that. No, that was too much. But it's still not quite right. Let's see. That wasn't quite right. I feel like it's the angle that it's pointing that's wrong. Let's have it point a little more down. Yeah, there we go. That's much better. Okay, let's turn the other layer back on. I think this is probably good. It's the kind of thing that I could probably tweak forever, but I am admittedly getting a little sick of working on it, and honestly, I think it looks pretty good. Let's do some tweaking over here. There are definitely a few things that didn't look quite right to me. Now I'm trying to remember what they were. I hide that other strand because it's a little bit distracting. Yeah, like right up here. Okay, I think I see it. Just try to get rid of any distortion here, because I mean, if there's distortion, that's a sign that I probably did something wrong. And I'll just be very, very gentle about all this. Very gentle, very careful. Because honestly, like, it wasn't super far off. There was just something about that red shadow over there. It was kind of bothering me. Yeah, now it's still moving out. I need to push it back in a little. Okay, that's a little bit better. I think this is still moving a little bit too far out, so I'm going to push it back in a little bit. It might just be a tweak that I need to make, like, all the way down. Try to line things up right. I don't know, I felt like there was just a little bit of a bulge there. I didn't like the way it looked. I still kind of see it right here. I'm not entirely sure what I'm seeing. All I can describe is that it looks kind of like a bulge. So let's get that on in there. Okay, I think there's looking a lot better now. So the next part that I was looking at was right here. Something about the way this area is turning. Like, curls. In a way that I don't think it should. It's like compression. So there's some compression. Typically that means I just have to pull things around a little bit. Yeah, it still feels like there's some compression. Not exactly sure what it is, but like, it feels like some parts up here are going down and some parts up here are going up. And so they're just being pulled together in a way that looks strange. Trying to be careful because I actually do like the way this little area is shaping up, and I don't want to touch it too much. This is already looking a little bit better, so I'll take it. I will take it. A little bit more kind of near here. Like I said, I'm being really careful because I am very afraid of touching this part. I really like that part. And I remember it taking me a while to get that the way I wanted it to be. So it is a case of I might need to touch it a little bit, but we shall see. I'm going to avoid it as much as I can. As much as I can. You can see here, I've touched it a little bit there. And indeed, I think it made it worse, so we're gonna undo that. Still feels like it's being pulled down. It's another one of those areas that just doesn't seem happy no matter what I do with it. Always unfortunate when that happens. Okay, so one part's going down, one part's going up. That means this part needs to go down? I don't know? Question mark? Okay, that's a bit better. So now I'm looking here. I'm just gradually working my way down. Okay. But that one is very distinctly moving downward, so all I need to do is kind of push some of these up a little bit. That should help it out. Get that little curl in the right spot. Yeah, this part needs to go a little bit to the left, I think. A little bit more this way. Just a little bit, though. Don't want to overdo it. Okay. Yeah, we're getting somewhere. So now I just tweak this part. Make it floof out a bit. And look, step by step, I'm getting close to the end. Okay, and then I think I just want to do a little bit right here. I don't actually mind the way that curves, just because, like, it's not exactly how it was in the front view. But I think it kind of shows it hitting her shoulder a little bit. And kind of curling. Changing the way the curl goes. Because, like, here it's going this way. So, once we put it on its side, it'll be going more toward the back. I cannot show 3D with my cursor. Maybe someday. But okay, yeah, I think that's pretty good. So, the last strand on this side was this one. I remember working on him a little bit. But definitely didn't finish. So what exactly do I want to do with you? I don't think I fully decided. I remembered at first I kind of wanted it to be super floofy, but it didn't look good. So I tempered it back quite a lot, actually. Oh yeah, and I should actually turn that on. Get rid of that funny bald spot. I don't actually feel like putting more of a gap in them is helping. Maybe I need less of a gap. It's like, under normal circumstances, maybe it would have made sense to put this strand on top. But that sounds like a nightmare, so I'm not going to do that. I'd have to do some shenanigans with draw order. And if you're not careful, that can look really, really terrible. This is already looking a bit better, so yeah, that seems to be the answer. I'm a little bit sad. That's okay. Gotta do what's right for the piece of art that I'm working on. I can keep ultra floofy loops in the back of my hand. Back of my hand. Back of my head. Like I told you, my hand has a mind of its own. It wants me to pay attention to it instead of what's going on in my brain. But yeah, so I'll keep that in the back of my mind for future things. So I think this makes more sense for this one. Shoot, where are you? There you are. Just casually forgetting where the layers are again. I'm used to it at this point. Alright. So I'm gonna start at the top. Work my way down, because that was working pretty well there. Oh, no. This one. Okay. Not 100% sure what I saw, but it was something like this. What did I see? Shifting downward. Look at that little piece of hair squirm. Okay, we'll get all this squirminess out of it. Personally, I think it's pretty cool how we can just map these triangles onto pixels and it'll know how to make things move underneath it. I think that's really rad. Someday I want to look through Inochi2D's code and try to understand it. If that's a stream idea any of you would be interested in, let me know, because honestly, digging through the source code sounds like it'd be pretty fun. Alright. Oh man. I actually need to make it rounder. Ah, I was trying to take away some of the roundness because I thought I had too much, but now I have insufficient roundness. Alright, let's go. Okay. Put in a bit more roundness. Okay, cool. So now I'm looking at this kind of light area where it meets the dark area, and I'm going to try to get that shape correct. Just putting things in place, one shape at a time. Doesn't have to match up perfectly, but should match up somewhat. And then the way this is squirming down here is bothering me too much to look at anything else, so I need to fix it. Just need to fix that. Okay, it's going down, so let's push it back up. You can see how vertices get around when you just roughly put them in shape with the brush tool. I do typically have to do a lot of corrections later, but it's so much easier to just move big areas with the brush tool, and it's totally worth it. It's definitely worth it. I remember when I first started working with this program, the brush tool did not exist, and that was pretty rough. I was very happy when they implemented it. Thank you for all the cool features, guys, that actually contribute to this. I appreciate it. Man, this is another one where I just cannot quite seem to get it to go where it wants to go. Very sad. This is why I wanted to do some big picture stuff this morning. I feel like a lot of the small picture stuff just hasn't been working out for me lately. In fact, do I want to go try to do other stuff there? Well, no, if I'm being honest, I really would like to finish this area, so let's try for a little while longer. What's going on here? Let's just look at this step by step, very analytically. Maybe then I can find it. Maybe it'll be easier if I hide the other brand again. Okay. What's going on here? Okay. We'll start at the top. Which, a little unfortunate because the parts around here don't really matter that much in the end. But I'm not going to be able to work on anything else with everything there just blatantly squirming like this. Okay, but I think this is okay. It's only slightly squirmy. Okay, so let's look through here now. Some of this go into the right place. Get some of that going to the right place. And then we'll see what happens. Okay. I'm just going to keep working my way down. Try to straighten out some of these triangles. Sometimes a new perspective can help. I'm not sure if it will yet. You know, if it doesn't, I'll try something else. Just gotta keep trying things. Just gotta keep trying things. So right here, if I look at this highlight and the shadow next to it, the red area next to it is growing much more than the highlight itself is. So that might be part of what I'm seeing. So that probably means that this needs to be further this way, and this needs to be further this way. And probably that this needs to be pushed in a little bit more too. Okay, how's that? A little bit better. Let me turn on the bang again. I guess it's not a bang, it's side hair, but same idea. I guess the real question is what I'm seeing on that layer. Like, there's a little bit of shifting there, but I don't think it's especially noticeable. I think here might actually be wrong. Let me just tuck that in just a little bit. Okay, that does look a little bit better, so maybe that's what I was seeing. I would explain why nothing was working to fix it, because I wasn't even on the right layer. Yeah, I think that looks a little bit better. Let me zoom out. I can tell that there's probably still going to be squirming on that side. Yeah, still a little bit of squirming on that side, but the part that I was working on is a lot better. Cool. See, sometimes that kind of thing can help with just adding layers. Just to make it a little bit easier to narrow down what's actually wrong. Okay, now what was I doing with that again? Me forgetting what the me of 30 seconds ago was thinking. Forgetting because I was talking about something else. Trying to formulate words in my head while trying to remember something surprisingly hard. It's kind of funny, honestly. It's like, man, I still remember the first time that I started drawing while talking at the same time, and that was genuinely difficult. Doesn't seem like it should be that hard, but it is. You're just dividing your mind into multiple places, trying to think of what to say, whether or not it'll offend the person in front of you. Oh, while trying to make lines go the right direction. Okay, that's shifting upward. So I probably moved it a little bit too far upward. This part's moving downward. Oh, interesting. Okay, so here's moving downward, here was moving upward, but here is definitely moving downward. Okay, that's a lot better. Still feel like there should be a little bit more of a lump there. I just need to very, very carefully move some of those spots. A little bit wrinkly. Okay, cool. Once I fix those wrinkles, that should Fix a lot of the problems that I have here. So there we go. After sufficient flailing, I found the answer. And now I think it looks good. Okay, let's keep moving down. I want to finish this strand today, because that'll be the entire right side sans random strands that I still need to turn back on. You can see all the ones that I still have hidden. But, it's okay. I think the strands will be comparatively easier because I'll have the structure of the hair underneath it. It's actually looking like I might be able to finish this, left head turn in the next couple of days. Even with the massive amounts of hair on her head. Stretch for a second. Arms locking up a bit. Ah, much better. Okay. Okay. Not you. You. What are you doing, hand? Look, I know you want me to acknowledge the brain inside of you, but the brain in my head wants to do other things. We're gonna do that first. I don't even know what you want to do with the connecting hair. We've already largely finished it. Okay. That might be too much, but yeah, that was too much. Let's pull that back out. It's like right through here. This is the only place that was really too much. And I'm probably gonna have to look very closely and try to figure out what I'm seeing again. Okay, this is shifting upward, so we'll get that. Maybe something like this. Okay, now I feel like it's shifting to the left, so I'll push it to the right. Okay. There's an issue down there. Can I do what's bothering me up here first, or is that just gonna bother me till I fix it? Okay, no, I can ignore it. Carry on, self. Let us fix the problems up here. Go from the top and gradually work our way down. Be one with the hair. You cannot fight the hair, so you can only be one with it. Okay. Moved a little bit too far. Still a little bit too far. Actually, let me double check that. Zoom out a little. Does it look good a little bit further? No. Okay. Confirmation received. Still a little bit too far, I think. The level of up and down shifting isn't really bothering me at this point. It's pretty subtle. So, I don't think it'll be at all noticeable once I zoom out. Okay, just like right there needs to be teeny, teeny, tiny. Teeny, teeny, tiny. Bit to the left. Okay, perfect. Now I can get this area that was bothering me. I'm not quite sure what's going on there, but I'll figure it out. I always do. It's fine. Okay, and I feel like there's a little bit of pinching going on there, so I kind of want to fix that. It's going to make it a little bit hard for me to see what I was doing there. Okay, that's easy enough to fix here, so just need to push things out a little bit more right here. Something like that. Oh no, that was too much. That was a little bit too much. How about now? Okay, I think that looks pretty good. Let's zoom out. No, still not quite right. What do I see? I see something that looks like it should be ever so slightly to the right. Like right here. It's something that should be ever so slightly downward. Like maybe right here. Okay, that's pretty close. I just kind of need to straighten it out. Just trying to get things into place before I fixed all the wrinkles and stuff. One step at a time. And I think I still need to push things over just a little bit. I think it was going a little bit too far. Now it looks like it needs to go a little bit further. Cannot decide what it wants. Make up your mind, little strand. I believe in you. Where do you want to be? Is that good? Are you happy in that spot? Yeah, I think so, actually. Cool. I think it's looking good. Alright. So next time I can actually start working over here. I think I can do a little bit more today, though. I'm not getting severe rigging fatigue yet. Gonna hide this while I work on this side bang for a little bit. I'm not sure how long I'll be able to go, but I can probably make a few nice little tweaks here. The areas that I put the most complicated meshes on. It's because they were the areas close to the face. So I knew that I would want to move them the most precisely. Let's de-wrinkle some of this and figure out what's going on here. Okay. So what I see here is I kind of want this light area in the middle here to be a little bit rounder. Trying to avoid moving the side too much. But I do need to make sure that it lines up with everything else nicely. Okay. Kind of straightened everything out, gone all the way down there. How's that doing? Yeah, I think it's a little bit better. At least on the top end. I think I pushed a little bit of it a little bit too far back. Let's get this a little further out here. There's a lot of problems further down, but I'm just trying to start at the top here. Okay, I think that's pretty good, so I can start working my way down. Try to get this little highlight going in a good way. So let's see where that little highlight wants to go. Where does it want to live? Where does it want to be? I'll find it. Just gotta give me a little bit of time. Okay, right here is shifting upward a little bit, so I'll bring this back down just a little. Yeah. And then this is bothering me, so I'm actually going to hide it. Where is that layer? Is that this one? That one. There we go. So we're gonna have funny bald spots again for a little while. That's alright. Someday the hair will be done and there will be no more funny bald spots, but until that day comes, I have something to kind of laugh at to keep me sane. Let's see. I already feel like it's been making lots of progress, so that's nice. Let's see, do I want to keep going? I'm definitely starting to reach the limit of my abilities, but I think I can do a little bit more. I'm probably gonna have to do a lot of tweaking once I take another look at this with fresh eyes tomorrow, but I think I can at least get some of the bigger areas in. So I'll worry about going full perfectionist on this part a little bit later, and I'm gonna go look at the shadow area. Right down here. I can see the argument for it being bigger or smaller. But from how I'm seeing it slide, I think something more like this will suit it better. Nope, I am wrong. I am 100% wrong. Okay. Let's bring it out then. Let's do a little bit of 3D effect shenanigans. Okay, yep, that's better. That is indeed better. Well, I'll do a little bit more down here too, actually. Stretch out certain areas. Okay. That's weird. Computer just acting a little bit funny. Well, it looks like everything's fine. Alright, I think that's looking pretty good overall. Let's see. There's a little lump right there. Let's push this back in. Oh, no, not you. The one next to you. It's gonna be even closer. You're gonna have no personal space. I hope you enjoy hugs, little Vertex. You're gonna be getting lots of them. Okay. No solid lumpy right here before I make sure this is fine. Let's try to fix all these little lumps. Okay, I think we're pretty close there. Let me just... This corner here, I felt like got pulled upward a little bit, so I kind of want to pull them down just a little. Maybe I can't do it with the brush. I'll try. It's just easier to move things with the brush. Okay. And then the tip needs to go back up a little. It got pulled down when I pulled everything else down. Alright, and I think that's pretty close. We'll see what my brain thinks tomorrow. Leave the funny bald spots in for now. And I think that's where I will stop for today. So, thank you all for coming. If you'd like me to take a look at your own creative projects, whether that be art, writing, coding, game design, any creative pursuit you can think of, feel free to message or at me on Twitter and Instagram, and I'll take a look and maybe leave some comments. I'll see you all tomorrow. Goodbye.